How's it going, guys? Welcome to VFG Movie Reviews, and this is my review for Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. Guys, if you could, give us that like, give us a subscribe. I'd sure appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Now let's get right into this review. Man, this movie was out fucking standing. Oh my God, this is everything that you want in a horror film, and adding in a character like Peter Pan that we've all grown up with, knowing the story, knowing the Lost Boys, and putting this dark, evil, grounded yet supernatural twist on this movie. Mind-blowing. I gotta give it up to the director. His name is Scott Chambers. I am gonna gush about this movie, but I do have points that I think are going to knock our bad guy Peter Pan. And then I got something from another podcast that I watched that kind of revealed something that I'll tell later on in this video. But yeah, let's get into this. Let's first start with our Peter Pan. Martin Portlock, this man, oh my goodness. If people who do horror films, if they don't use this man, they are dumb. This guy could very well be the next Robert Englund, like very much so. He's brutal. Everything is told in his facial expressions, along with his brutality, his sadisticness. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm going with it. And his reality and what he believes. And like I said, there is some supernatural to this, which I'll touch on, but I'm not going into full spoilers about this movie at all, because you guys need to see this movie. But I am going to touch on I'm going to dabble in the spoiler area. Just dabble, okay? We're dipping a finger. Just a finger. Just the tip. That's it. Okay, so we have Megan Palisco playing Wendy Darling. We have Peter D'Souza Fergani playing Michael. Now, the rest of the cast is amazing, but these are pretty much the three that you are centered around, along with Kit Green playing Tinkerbell. Now, Tinkerbell's story is so fucked up. And the inclusion of what is pixie dust in this universe is so sad. Oh my God. That character is a tragedy. An absolute tragedy of a character. And Pan is just as abusive and sadistic and mind-bending to her also. And it is just beyond psychotic. We do get other characters that align with the Peter Pan mythos. Tiger Lily is in this. But I would say this had me enthralled. Like, this even had me cringing. And I'm the guy who literally said, hey, we should show killers killing kids way more brutal like. All the kid murdering stuff is all off screen for the most part. Do I believe? See, I believe everything should be on the table. There shouldn't be anything we just dabble around. Because if we can do this to these people, then we should be able to do it to these people. Like, we shouldn't dabble in things or show things off screen. If you're going to go hard. Man, like the 60s, the 70s, the 80s horror, they went hard. And those were good times. Like fucking Blood-Sucking Freaks and other movies like that. Now, this is a part of the Poohverse, which I have not seen. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey and Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. I have not seen those. I am going to pick those up, and I am going to do reviews very soon for those because I want to catch up. I want to see things. And we have more things coming out. We have a Bambi movie. They have already said the big crossover movie is going to be this year, which be interesting to see that. Now, the things that I have to say about this movie that I didn't like is that the Wendy, Michael, the other characters, you care about them, but you don't care about them because you were enthralled with what Peter Pan is doing in this. But, I mean, you do care. Dude, Wendy's a boss, and can't wait for her to be like the final girl and everything because she gets brutalized in this movie. I will say one thing about this which I thought was just mind-boggling. Peter hits her with a pane of glass and she gets a piece of glass stuck in her neck. And she pulls it out and she's squirting blood. And then Peter comes back after her and he's choking her out. And then he slips his finger into the wound. Oh, God, bro. That was so brutal. Oh, so brutal. That's the only thing I'm going to tell you. It's the only thing I'm going to tell you, but it's gut-wrenching. I was like, holy shit. I know this shit's Matter of fact, what I thought was really funny is the row that I was on, there was a mother with her two very little kids, and they made it through the first 5 minutes of the movie, and the kids started crying, and they had to leave. Bad idea. Bad mother. Don't take your kids to movies like this. Just because it says Peter Pan, do your research, watch a trailer. What I will say about Peter is that there's a couple of scenes that are very reminiscent of It. The Bill Skarsgård, It, and Heath Ledger as Joker. Now, these were things I picked up on, and I could have just been reading into it, but there are some similarities in his vocal patterns. One scene's kind of just it, and you'll see it when you see it, but then he kind of had the vocal pattern of It in that scene, and then later on a couple other scenes, he kind of has the vocal pattern of Heath Ledger, which is fine, but I kind of hope they critique it a little bit because I don't want them to get knocked on stuff like that because this movie's fucking brutal, man. I know I keep saying that, but this movie is brutal. I don't use these words, and I don't like using them because I think it's kind of dumb. There is a lot of trigger warnings in this movie. Some stuff is very sensitive to some people. I enjoy all of it, but I could definitely see there are definitely a couple of things that would be definitely very sensitive to some people. So go into this movie watching that, and I like that. I like having my buttons pushed and seeing where it takes me to see if I like the movie or not. And I love this. Where does this lie on the bloody star scale? The story is a 5. The cinematography is a 3, which is not a knock, but it's a horror film. There's not a lot of cinematography you can do in it. The characters are a 4. The design of this movie is a 5, which brings our total to 4.25. Guys, go see Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmares. We only have it in Vegas for 3 days. If you have a chance to go see it, go see it. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. This is a fun, Give us that like, give us a subscribe, help us grow in 2024, 2025, and I will see you in my next review. Bye.